Jai Shri Krishna. Namaste. A hearty welcome to all of you today, the fifth day of Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, the global festival of divinity in humanity, celebrating the universal teachings of Shri Krishna. I welcome today's chief guest, Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, Chief Operating Officer, Indian Academy Group of Institutions. He and his team will be presenting a musical discourse on the mystical marvels of Mukunda. A question-answer box is provided for you to post your queries, which will be addressed by the chief guest at the end of the program. We now start the program with Utsava Gita.
जय यदुकुल तिलक भगवन् यमुना तीरजल देवकी स्तुत वसुदेव सुत माधव मधुर मन स्वामिन् मामवदेव माधव मधुर मन स्वामिन् मामवदेव नन्दानन्दकर गोपी जन हृदयाय शतटासुरमुख सुररिपुसूदन नाग भोग नटन बहुधारा प्रिय नाग भोग नटन बहुधारा प्रिय कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु हलधर वर सहज तरुण मुरलीधरण नट मल्लविवर्धन मातुल मदन मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय मथुरा नगरपते मायामोहं मम शमय रुक्मिण्यपहरणं समरे जाम्बवती हरणम् मणिवर समुदित भामाभरणं विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधर विरचितवन्तमहं वन्दे मोहनरूपधर कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वसनेन पार्थं गीतावचनेन परिपालितवान् योगिवरेण्यो धर्मग्लानिहरः शाश्वत गोप्तामनुजः धर्मग्लानिहरः शाश्वत गोप्तामनुजः तव लीलास्मरणं कृष्ण शोकमोहहरणम् तवोपदेशाध्ययनाचरणं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दकरं पुनरावृत्तिहरं लोके परमानन्दकरम्
here I will tell you.
वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे
Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna. Welcome all of you for today's fifth day of the Global Festival of Divinity, celebrating the universal teachings of Lord Shri Krishna on the occasion of Shri Krishna Janmashtami. Today being a special day, the 74th Independence Day, Swatantra Divas, we thought we should do it with some uniqueness to celebrate. And therefore, we have brought in the dimension of a musical discourse, traditionally which is called as Harikatha, but presented with a lot of modern thoughts and innovation added to it. So it becomes a musical discourse. And when I thought of this musical discourse, I couldn't think of anybody else other than Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, whom I know for a long time, and I've seen his multiple dimensions as an academic administrator, as a management expert, as a spiritual orator, a writer, and whatnot. And to me, he had been always a friend. It could be more than a decade now that we have been associated. And also, he was the Honorable Registrar of my alma mater, Adhyatma Yoga University. I welcome Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, and along with him, the accompanying artists for today, Sri Shankar Rajan and also Sri Narasimhan. I welcome both of them for the occasion today. And I welcome both of them for the occasion today to come on screen. And it's a nice privilege that they all are here in the shrine of Adhyatma Yoga itself. I offer my pranams and welcome Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi sir, along with Shankar Rajan and Narasimhan, with humble pranams from all the sadhakas who have joined us today. Namaste, Swagatam, welcome on this occasion of Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, the Global Festival of Divinity in Humanity. To introduce Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, So to introduce Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, and it's a long list of accomplishments that he has. And he has been, as I told, an academic administrator, a faculty, a researcher on management based on spirituality at workplace. Along with his professional career, he has been spearheading the spiritual beacon in India and abroad across diverse audience with his lectures, musical discourses, writings, and classes since the year 2003. Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi has earned his bachelor's degree in electrical engineering, and later he completed his post-graduation in management from TA Pi Management Institute, and later did his PhD from Reva University on the topic quality management based on spirituality contained in the Bhagavad Gita. So what more than this, that he is here with us at this Global Festival of Divinity, celebrating Shri Krishna's universal teaching as Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. He has done academic research on Krishna's principles of management and total quality management based on the spiritual teachings. And other than that, he had been a corporate citizen and industrialist entrepreneur with leading corporates like Godrej Limited, Hallmark, Protective and Decorative Coatings Private Limited, and also the director of National School of Business. And he had served as the Honorable Registrar of Adhyatma Yoga University. Since the last 28 years, he is now serving as the Chief Operating Officer of Indian Academy Group of Institutions. Not only these, also along with that, Dr. Srinidhi has delivered over 2,000 invited lectures, discourses, and has done over 800 TV shows in English and Kannada across various topics, embracing management, value education, yoga, and spirituality. Apart from handling sessions on operations management, project management, entrepreneurship, etc., his sessions for corporate houses and faculty on teaching beyond curriculum, values and ethics, holistic management, etc., have been thought-provoking and valued immensely by the listeners. Alongside his academic pursuits was his profound interest in learning spiritual hymns and classic music. Dr. Srinidhi gives musical discourses, lectures on topics such as Srimad Ramayana, Srimad Bhagavata, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Narayaniyam, Tirupavai, Divya Prabandham, apart from various other spiritual works. He has performed musical discourses on various topics, from contributions of saint composers like Tyagaraja, Purandaradasa, Muthuswami Dikshit, to name a few. He has contributed over 70 articles to spiritual magazines, newspapers, and research journals, and authored 2 books on total quality management, the Bhagavad Gita Way and Gita at Workplace. And in recognition of his services, he had been honored with a lot of awards and titles. And he has been training many people, students in Yajurveda, the Dravida Veda, which is the Divya Prabandham, and also Srimad Narayaniyam and Bhagavad Gita since 2003. For his contributions in the field of management and spirituality, has been conferred the Doctor of Letters, DLit, from our own S. Vyasa University, and the prestigious Bhama Subramaniam Award for the year 2019, and also the Veda Martanda Award by Karanji Ram Seva Mandali in Bangalore. And many such credentials are there to his credit. And then I would be only ending up giving a discourse on Srinidhi sir's great recognitions. So I contain with this. And once again, on behalf of Adhyatma Yoga and Advaita Academy, my humble pranams to our beloved Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi sir. And I'm sure, to talk about this Parthasarathi, who else could be there other than this Srinidhi Parthasarathi? You are a real Srinidhi, the treasure house of spiritual wisdom. And also, I'm glad to welcome my friend Shankar Rajan, who is accompanying Srinidhi ji on the violin. Shankar is an engineer and also is a student of Sri Delhi Sundar Rajan and Srimati Sita Lakshmi Venkateshan and Professor H.V. Krishnamurti. He regularly accompanies musicians in Bangalore, Chennai, and Kerala. He holds a B grade All India Radio Artist at Bangalore. He has won the Ananya Yuva Award, and he works as a software engineer at Amazon, which is very well needed today, especially in the lockdown. Many of us are using the services of Amazon. So Shankar is here with us to accompany on the violin. Again, on behalf of Adhyatma Yoga and Advaita Academy, I welcome Shankar Rajan ji. Also, we have with us Sri Vidwan Narasimhan, who is the Sishya of Sri Anekal L. Krishnappa ji and T.A.S. Mani. He is also a B grade artist at the All India Radio. And he has performed in many leading sabhas in Bangalore and Ganakala Parishad, Gayana Sabha, and various sabhas in the state, and also wherever he had been invited. And he is also renowned for his accompanying the great leading artists like R.K. Padmanabha and Vidya Bhushana and many. So we have seen him many times with all these legends. And today it's a privilege to see him along with our own Srinidhi Parthasarathi sir. So this trio is going to give us a wonderful delight on the mystical marvels of Mukunda, M-cube, M-M-M. The mystical marvels of Mukunda. What a nice topic to hear. So we have heard of Krishna's dimension as the Gita Acharya, as a Yogeshwara, as a Jagadguru for the past 3 days. And today we are going to hear his Bala Leelas and what lessons that we can learn from that. These are not just pranks, but there are lessons for us to learn. So that is where even in his life, even his childhood pastimes, he is teaching as a guru. The Gurutvan Krishna is not that, after he grown up, he became a Gita Acharya and he taught. No. Right from his birth, that's what we are going to hear from Srinidhi ji. right from his birth, there is lessons that he has been teaching as a guru always. So Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum, and let's hear the mystical marvels of Mukunda from Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathy. Dhanyavad. Namaste. Compassionate Lord of all, out of his infinite compassion, blesses us with many blessings. The Lord incarnates with a single-minded intention to lift every soul to delight. In this context, we shall experience the mystical marvels of Buddha. Before we start, let us look at the meaning of what is mystical. Mystical means inspiring a sense of spiritual mystery, awe and fascination. Mystical also means concerned with the soul and spirit rather than the material things. Anybody who comes under the Krishna field would always say, Nidhi Chala Sukhama, Ramani Sannidhi Chala Sukhama, Nidhi Chala Sukhama, Krishnuni Sannidhi Chala. And each of his leelas were marvels for himself. Mukunda is the one who gives us the final enjoyment. He blesses all the boons with the enjoyments in this world and beyond. Shri Vallabheti, Varadeti, Dayavaleti, Bhakta Priyeti, Bhavanukkana Kovideti, Nacheti, Nagashayaneti, Chaganti Vaseti, Alavanam Pratipalam Gurume Mukunda. Mukunda Mala beautiful says. Mukunda is the Lord who gives us independence. So, Samagratmana, he came as a Sajati like us. Varaha came as Sajatiya, Narasimha came as Sajatiya, Vatsya came as Sajatiya. But he came in the Ramakrishna Avtara just like how a man is. He gives us the independence from this body. Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani, Jaghare Shetram, Ihasansare, Bahudustare, Bhayavare. Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Govindam, Bhaja Buddha. The Lord incarnates, and in the Bhagavad Gita he says, Arjuna, Janma Karmachame Vidyam, Evam Yovetti Dharkadaha, Tekva Deham Punarjanma Vidhi. Mami is Arjuna. I am the Lord of Lords. Machitaha, Matarapranaha, Volayanta Prasparam, Patendra Samam Vidyam, Pushyanti Charantika. Madmanatha, Madbhaktaha, Mayyachi, Mamunasuru. Prostrate to me, and I will relieve you from this bondage. Tekva Deham Punarjanma Vidhi, that is real independence, my dear friends. On this day, the 74th Independence Day, Mukunda grants us independence. How was the Lord incarnated? The Lord incarnated, there were 7 avatars. After the 7 avatars, he goes back to the history of Buddha. And in the Vaikuntha, the Vaikuntha Nityas and Muktas told, the Lord 7 times you have gone down. you want to go back again. Not many people seem to come with you. But the Lord, out of His infinite compassion, He decided. When did He decide the Alvar sick? There was a two-part which was going on in the Vaikuntha, and there was a smoke curtain. Vaikunthe Pare Loke Shriyasadham Jagadgurum Aste Vishnu Adhyatma Bhagavad Saha. That Vishnu Paramam Padam, there was a smoke curtain, and by the time the smoke curtain would subdue, he jumped to this earth, spent 125 years of his Krishna's incarnation, and he went back to Vaikuntha. Shuttunam Malahel Tuyan Vendi, Vinnorhel Nannir Attiya Dupam Dhanamritave Ang Vormayinal. He calls the Yogamaya and he tells her, ask the winds to blow very subtly. Let the trees wave very slowly. Ask the seas to rent their waves very subtly. The tides should be controlled. The river should flow slowly. The Gandharvas should sing beautiful ragas. The Apsaras should dance to those ragas. The Devas should be ready with flowers in their hands and create fear in the hearts of Shishupala and Dantavakra. Bhayakrit Bhayanashanaha. And the Lord said, O Yogamaya, for this favor you did to me in the Kali Yuga, you will be named by 14 names. Durgeti, Durgeti Bhadrakali, Vijaya Vaishnavi, Chandika, Kunda Krishna, Shara Devi Ambika Maya Naga Ganishani, Maya
ப்ளூடூத் அவங்க லேப்டாப்ல ப்ளூடூத் கனெக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இதை அவர் கொடுத்தோம்னா நல்லா ஒரு வாய்ஸ் அப்படியே ப்ளூடூத் யா 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 வாய்ஸ் ஓகே ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா வந்துடும். அதில் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா வந்துடும். பேர் மட்டும் என்னன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா பாருங்க.
And when the Yogamaya casts a spell onto this earth, there is fear in Kamsa's heart. He stands, he hears Narayana. He sits, he hears Narayana. He sleeps, he thinks of Narayana. And when he does that, Asina Samvitastishtamne Kunjanaha Paryatam Chintayano Krishikesham Apashyati Tammayam Jagati And when Kamsa is occupied with fear in his heart, at that particular point of time, Yogamaya has cast her spell. The Lord decides to enter into the womb of Devaki. When he's entering into the womb of Devaki, the Yadavadra Simha, the Yadava Simha, before becoming Krishna, he goes to a middle state where he is in the Devaki Garbha. The Lord who is Simhendra Madhya Pratipadya, the Lord enters the womb of Devaki just as the sun rises from the east. Disturbance in the sound will change into this. You see the mute the video. Yeah.
Subramanian, was what? It was not heard?
No, it was here, but a little bit of point. It was going good. கொஞ்சம் வந்து இந்த சவுண்ட் இதாகல இன்ஸ்ட்ருமெண்டோடது இது கொஞ்சம் ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ The Lord enters the womb. Don't let it be open, no. It's okay.
The Lord descends to the womb of Devaki. Like the sun rises from the east. Tatakila Jagadpadmam Bodhaya Chudabhavuna Devaki Purvasal The Lord looks for that faith, and when faith is there, He descends and He enters the womb of Devaki. Devakya Jagaram Vyeshta Vibhosam Sturyamanas. In the Bhagavad Gita, He says, I have inside everybody as the Jagaragni. I digest whatever is taken by people. And Tatakila Jagatpatum Bodhaya Chudabhavana Devaki Gurupasankayam Avirbhutam Brahma Vascha Tatraitya Munibim Naradadini, all the gods, they say they have seen him prostrated to him in the Kshirati. We are going to prostrate to him as Krishna. Now, let us go and prostrate to him in Devaki's Datta. They go and then praise him as the ultimate truth. Trisatya, Satyavrata, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya Yogam, Niyatam cha Satye, Satyasya, Satyamruta, Satyanetram, Satyatmakam Tvam Sharanam Prapanna. 16 shlokas, this is called as the Garbhastiti. Anybody during pregnancy, if they receive these 16 shlokas, the child would easily, with the grace of God, Jayamanam Vipurusham Yampashet Madhusudanam, with Jayamana Kataksha, the child would descend onto this earth. O Lord, you are the ultimate truth. You are the only ever existent. Satyam Gnanamantam Brahma Yo Veda Hidam Guhayam Paramebhyo Vanne So Shvite Sarvan Kamaan Saha is what the says. So Shvite Sarvan Kamaan Saha. Whatever we pray for, the Lord blesses us. Chaturvida Jante Mam Janaha Sukruti Arjuna Arko Jignasu Rakharti Nani Chabharata Shava Udaraha Sarvayevate Nani to Atmayavate. And that Lord is in the womb of Devaki, and in the womb of Devaki, He blesses Devaki with lordliness. He says, O Mother, every incarnation which I did, I started my Gitas after touching the earth. Now I would like to start my incarnation, Leelas of my incarnation, when I am in the womb. And in the womb of Devaki, the Lord does His Leelas. First He says, O Devaki, take in the mud. He inspires Devaki to eat mud. Look what the Leela Krishna did later. But first he says, Oh mother, please eat mud, because even before coming to this earth, I would like to have the sparshan or touch the mud on which I am going to keep my speech. Abhigamya Bhumya Nishevidena Gamanushiyuna Prabhu Aratnani Ayatnani Govindakena Sayanena Govindakena Sayanena. Like how a pregnant woman, she takes the rasayana, in the same way, Devaki takes the rasayana, and what is that rasayana? It is Krishna rasayana. Yamoho Krishnaushadam Munimano Pratyuprapashtyaushadam Rityendrabdhikaraushadam Tribhuvane Sanjeevanitaushadam Bhaktyatyantaitaushadam Bhavabhayapradvamsanitaushadam Shreyapraptikaraushadam Vivamanaha Shri Krishna Vidyaushadam. She takes in the Krishna Vidyaushada inside as her, and then sees a dream. What a dream she sees. In her sleep, the Lord gives her every signal that He is incarnated in her womb. When He is reclining on the sacred couch in the Vaikuntha, He makes Devaki see that Devaki is sitting next to Him. When He is descending on the Garuda, He shows Devaki that He takes Devaki along with Him and descends from Vaikuntha onto this land. Shre 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 Murali Gana Vinod the Lord who is music incarnate, the Lord who creates music in every human being, the Lord who creates the delight in every human being, the Lord Anahata who places in every human being at the time of his creation, that Lord plays the flute after incarnating from the womb of Devaki. And this dream, he reinforces for Devaki, I am going to be born out of you for the third time. First time as Krishna Yoga, second time as Vamana, and the third time as the all-encompassing Narayana, as the Antaryami Narayana, as the refuge to the entire creation Narayana, and I am going to be born as Krishna. Mayuskite Vishwaguru Manigara Yashoda was in the mind, Devaki was in the mind, and with both the mothers in the mind, the Lord incarnates and Devaki starts moving slowly. And how slow does she move? This is because she gets the feeling that the Lord who did the Trivikrama Avatara is there in her womb. And if she walks fast, she is going to create trouble to this earth. The Lord has come to remove the troubles from this earth. She did not want to create trouble here. She walks slowly. And when the Lord is in the womb of Devaki, the Shravana, month of Shravana,
because of the wall.
the Padya, Dvitiya, Tritiya, Chauti, Panchami, Shakti, each one of the days want to go away early because nobody can wait for Krishna to incarnate. Saptami comes in. Before this, the Lord tells Yogamaya that the Saptama Grantha which was there in Devaki, he aborts and then transfers it into Rohini. Adishesha is growing there. As the eighth Garbha, as the eighth womb, the Lord, the Saptami runs away and Ashtami comes in. All together, and the Rohini star makes it. When the Ashtami and Rohini embrace each other at that particular point of time, on the eastern side, the Pranava rings into the ear. On the southern side, direction, the word Namo is heard in all ways. On the western direction, the sound of Bhagavate is heard from the western direction. And from the northern direction, Vasudevaya, Vasudevaya is heard. With the Pranava Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Mandam Mandam Janadharaha, जगत्तु इति सागरं निशीते तमभूते जायमाने जनार्दने देवत्या देवरूपिण्या विष्णुः सर्वभूतज्ञः. The rain, God drizzles down like petals. The earth is absolutely peaceful. In the midnight, the birds chirp, and the nectar from the yogi's heart starts overpouring. At that particular point of time, Shukha Brahmarshi tells Parikshit, "Oh Parikshit, there's a miracle. There's a miracle. My father is incarnating." And how was that incarnation? Tamadbutam Balagavambujakshanam Chaturbhujam Shanganagayudarjudo Shri Vatsalakshmam Pitambaram Sankramayani Somado Magargapaidunya Girita Kundalam Pitambaram Magna Sahasra Kundalam Udavane Jangalanganadiniki Virojamanam Vasudeva Aikana Jagan Mohana Mohana Vesha. He dawns and shows the Vaikuntha Darshanat Devaki Vasudeva. Tamadbhutam Balagam Ambujakshan Chaturbhujam Shangagadadharjudam. At that particular point of time, Vasudeva says, "O Lord, we requested you for a child, and you are showing us Sada Pashyanti Suryaha, how can we experience yours in child? Iditosi Bhavan Sakshat Purusha Prakrite Paraha Kevalar Bhavanantaha Swarupaha Sarva Buddhi Dhritte Deva Prasida Mama Purusha Tapavalli Nirlunidatra Samanetra Kalavilasin. He says, Deva Prasida. He surrenders. Nirlunidatra Samanetra Kalavilasin. And Devaki says, O Lord, come like his child. He says, Upasamhara Vishwatman Alaurupam Alaukikam. Show me as a child. And at that point of time, Krishna shows himself to Devaki and he says to Vasudeva, this is the experience what you are going to have as of now. Because Yashoda and Nanda Gopa are waiting for you. Yashoda and Nanda Gopa are waiting for you. Take me there. Vasudeva says that the chains are tied. How can I even move out of this jail because the jail is locked? Narayana says, take me to your arms, lift me, the chains will be unlocked. Tandai Kalil Tal Avida is what I was. Tandai Kalil Peruvilindu Tal Avida. As soon as Vasudeva lifts Krishna, the chains unlock themselves. My dear friends, a very important message Srimad Bhagavatam gives us here. When you carry Krishna in your hearts, when you carry Krishna with you, the chains of samsara unlock from you. The jail of this body, which is keeping this Atma as a captive that unfolds, that opens up, and you are inspired to pursue the purpose of why you were created. At that particular point of time, Vasudeva brings Krishna out, and then it is raining mandam mandam jaladharaha. Nobody is bothered. Vasudeva is an inspired self. He is living in spirit. Inspiration is living in spirit. It is inside out. We are all spiritual beings in a human form. At that particular point of time, Vasudeva is carrying Krishna on his head. Nobody is even worried that it is raining. Everybody is rejoicing. One with the sense of duty comes running, and that is Adishesha. Sheshena bhuri parivarita varinatha Swairam pradarshita pato manidipitena Tvam dharayan sakalu dhanyatama pratasthe Soyam tvamisha mamanashaya roga vegan Narayana Bhattadri Narayaniyam he says. Adishesha comes. Shannam, Kudayai, Irundal, Singhasanamam, Ninnal, Maravadiyam, Nilkadul, Yannum, Kudayam, Nividatham, Pupattam, Pulhumanayam, Tirumalku Aragal. All types of services Adishesha gives to the Lord. Shannal, when he is walking, he is the Shvetakshatri. He is the umbrella. That is what he is doing as soon as he comes forward. Yirundal Singhasanamam, when he is sitting, he is the throne. Nindral Maravadiyam, when he stands, he is the footwear. When he is sleeping, he is the bed lamp. He is the night lamp. Adishesha does all sorts of kriyas because he is Adishesha Ananta. They come to the Yamuna Tira. Yamuna is in spate. It is raining heavily at that point of time. Yamuna does the benchmarking. In quality management, my dear friends, today we talk of benchmarking. And Yamuna wants to benchmark herself to the best in the field. And who is the best in the field? Who is the top of the mind? Recall. When we talk of nadis or rivers, it is Ganga. what is the speciality of Ganga to be the top of the mind record in terms of the purity of the river? The speciality of Ganga is Vishnupado's Bhavaganga. It is Vishnupada Udbhava. She has got the Sambandha of the Vishnupada. So Yamuna decides, if I get the same sparsha, the same Sambandha, the same company of Vishnupada, I also will become as pure as Ganga. And she decides, this is the opportunity for me to benchmark myself to Ganga. And then she leaves 5 feet of space for Vasudeva to walk with Krishna, raises both her hands, The hands are the 2 waves which comes out, raises both her hands. With one hand touches Krishna's feet and then goes into the ears of Krishna. And he says, "Oh Krishna, when you incarnated as Rama, both of us came down in the same clan. You came in the Surya Vamsha. I was the daughter of the sun. But when you did your Leela as Ramayana, you did not give me the complete Sanithya. You gave Ganga the entire Sanithya, because in the Balakanda, Ganga Avatarana is told. When Guha crossed Ramachandra in Ganga's river, but I was not to be seen. In this incarnation of yours, every Leela has to happen in my shore. Yamuna Tira Vihari, there is. Krishna says, done. She brings all the lotuses which was offered to her by the Bhaktas, and she offers it to the feet of Krishna. And she says, with your touch, O Krishna, all my sins are gone. Vasudeva crosses Yamuna Tuya Perunir Yamunai Turaivanai. And it says in the Tuya Perunir, Tuya Nir Perunir, Tuya Perunir. And when that is told, he crosses to Gokula. Very importantly, what is the moral at this point of time? This body is Mathura, and Devaki and Vasudeva are like the Jivatma who are inside. The body is Mathura, Devaki and Vasudeva are the Jivatmas who are inside. When we go on reciting the name of the Lord, contemplating on the Lord, live with the Lord, at that particular point of time, the Lord entered this body. That is the jail. At the dead of night, at 12 o'clock, he enters this particular body. What is the meaning? Inside, when we are bound with this body, there is tamoguna inside. Dukkha lema shashvatam. There is tamoguna. And when he comes inside, he sees if our bhakti is overflowing like how Yamuna was overflowing. Yamuna is the bhakti rasa inside us. And once that is overflowing, he enters Gokula uninvited. And Gokula is our heart. Go is our indriyas. Gokula is the manas or the mind, where all the indriyas come and converge. Vasudeva takes Krishna and leaves Krishna next to Yashoda, who has also given birth to a child who is a girl. He takes the child, comes back to Mathura, and he enters the child jail. As soon as he enters, the child starts crying loudly. And the chain comes and ties his leg. What is the meaning of that? The child was Yogamaya. If you carry Yogamaya in your heart, then you are bound by samsara. If If you carry Krishna in your heart, at that point of time, you are rid of the samsara chains. At this end, in Gokula, it is 3:30 in the morning. At 3:30 in the morning, Krishna wakes up. Yashoda looks at Krishna for the first time. All the Gopastris come running, and then they have the first glance of Krishna. On the Ashtami day, Krishna gives them the darshana. For the next 6 days, Krishna gives them all the delight. And on the 6th day after his birth, after his incarnation, he does not open his eyes. Everybody is waiting. Krishna is waiting for an important visitor. It is Chaturdashi that day. Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi. And Krishna is waiting, so he does not open, he does not want to be disturbed. He is waiting for a VIP, and that VIP arrives beautifully decked, beautiful to look at, decked with all the ornaments, decked with beautiful flowers, and she walks. And how does she walk? Avasare khalu tatra chaka chana rajapade mathura kriti rangana tarana shadpadala litakuntala kapata pota kate nikadangana sapati sakrita balaka chetana. Sapati sakrita balaka chetana. She walks in. At that point of time, Narayana Bhattacharya did not have any music to give that particular spirit with which she was walking in. He gives the Gajanada there. avasare khalu tatra chata chana rajapade mathura kriti rangana tarana shatpadala nitakuntala kapata pota kate nitachandana. She walks in and Krishna is closing his eyes. With a specific purpose, Krishna closes the eyes because somebody who has sinned in the past would not get the kataksha of the Lord. If Lord's kataksha has to be there, we will have to approach to God with all sincerity. And here, there was no sincerity because she had come to kill. She had come dressed as a mother, but the intention was otherwise. When we go to the Lord, we have to have the coordination of thought, mind and deed. Only when there is a coordination of thought, mind and deed, the Lord accepts us with open arms at that point. He closes his eyes. Putana comes on the 14th day. That is 8th day Krishna was born on Ashtami, 6 days later. Putana is basically Adhyana. Because nahi gnanena sadrisham pavitram iha vidyate is what is told in the Bhagavad Gita. Pavitram, pavitra is puta. Putana is ajnana. Very interesting. And when ajnana comes, it occupies in 14 different places inside. The 10 indriyas, manas, buddhi, chitta and ahankara. In 14 places. And to show that Adhyana occupies us in 14 places, Putana comes on the 14th day of the dark fortnight. And comes 6 days after Krishna's incarnation. Because once Adhyana sets in, at that point of time, there are 6 vikaras inside us. And the 6 vikaras are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. And if we have to get rid of these 6 vikaras, we need to have the Supreme Creator who is endowed with 6 gunas, Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejas, who has to remove the Shadbhava vikara inside us, or the 6 vikaras inside us. And when Putana came and took Krishna in her arms to feed him, Krishna did not look at Putana because he did not want to show the Pundarika Nayana, otherwise she would be distracted. At that point of time, Pranaisamam Rosha Samanvitopivati, he pulls out the life of Putana and gives moksha to Putana because, very importantly, the least punishment which the Lord can give is moksha. We need to understand. And the Acharyas say, Putana came to give poison. Just imagine, if we can just give patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam, yome, bhaktya prayachati, what else can he give you? So offer yourself to the Lord. So with the Putana moksha, the Lord removes the ajnana in the devotee. The next was Shakatasura Vada. Shakatasura came as a cart. This body is a cart. When we keep this body above the Lord, at that point of time, Deha Atmabhimana comes inside us. And when he destroys the cart, not even a single wooden piece was fallen down. He removes the Rajoguna in the devotee, like how he destroyed the cart. And then the next Leela was Trinavartha. In the Trinavartha Vadana, he removes the kamodvega which is there inside us. And then he slowly takes us higher and higher, higher and higher in life. And when he takes us higher and higher in life, step by step, because Krishna Leela, Krishna Bala Leela is basically a personality development manual. Once he catches hold of us inside, he takes us step by step, step by step. And then from the physiological state, he takes us to a very clear-cut faith that the Paramatma is protecting the Jivatma. Antar Bahischa Narayana. Narayana eva idadam sarvam. Brahma Narayana. Shivascha Narayana. Shakrascha Narayana. Dyava Pratibhyoscha Narayana. Kalascha Narayana. Dishascha Narayana. Antar Bahischa Narayana. Narayana eva idadam sarvam. At that particular point of time, the Lord grows, and when he starts walking, the Leela, what he does is basically the Navanita Chaurya. The most important Leela, what the Lord does in Krishna Avatara, in the Bala Leela, is the Navanita Chaurya Leela. And in the Navanita Chaurya Leela, the Lord enters each house, and the Navanita, what is kept there, ready to be offered to him and also to be sold outside, the Lord first takes it and then tastes it. Every house is a villa, every house is a cave, and the Lord is very. Basically, when the Lord enters every cave, the house is not different, this body is not different. We need to understand that. The Lord resides inside everybody's heart, inside the crevice of everybody's heart. The Achidra Prashna in the Yajurveda, it says, Anta Pravishta Shasta Jananam Sarvatma Sarva Karma Kartara Vedati Anta Pravishta Shasta. He is there inside everybody. Angushta Hatra Purusha Madhye Atmani Tishtati. He is there inside everybody. Daharam Vipapam Paraveshma Bhutam Yapundarikam Puramatya Satyastam Tatrapi Daharam Gaganam Vishoka Tasmin Anantastadupasikam. The Lord who is in Vaikuntha is the Antaryami inside everybody. And the Lord is in the crevice, inside the heart, and in every house of the Gopura. Avirbhavatyanibrutavarnam purantam Anjideka charanam nibrutanyapadam Dadnani vaddam parena nibaddhanam Natasyananda bhuvane Natasyananda bhuvane Navanita natyam Nathasya Nanda Bhavane Navanita natyam. He comes when Yashoda is churning the curds. When the curds are being churned, there is a small piece of butter which is there in the pot, which has just started coming up. Krishna comes from behind, hugs Yashoda, and he says, "What is there?" Yashoda thinks he has been born in a cowherd community. Does he not know that it is butter? Like telling a small child, Yashoda says, "Oh Krishna, there is a Rakshasa in Govardhana. He is there here. If you don't drink milk, he is going to swallow you." Krishna says, "Oh mother, if the Rakshasa grows, it is difficult to handle. So just give it to me now. I will swallow him before he swallows me." At that point of time, Yashoda understands that Krishna knows this. And she says, "I'll give it to you, but there is one challenge which I would like to give to you. Tell me what I have to do. I will do everything." Krishna says, "You need to dance." "I need to dance? Okay, but where is the music? Where is the tala? Where is the music?" Yashoda says, "We compose songs on you every day when we work. I will sing those songs for you. And when I pull the rope to the left side, your left leg should rise. When the pull this churning rope to the right side, your right leg should rise. And like that, you need to dance and you have to synchronize with my pulling the rope." Krishna says, "Yes, accept. How much time should I dance? How much butter will you give me?" Yashoda says, "If you dance for half an hour, I will give you the size of a marble. If you dance for 1 hour, I will give you butter to the size of a cat's head. If you dance for 3 hours, I will give you butter to the size of an elephant's head." And Krishna always wants to maximize the returns and not optimize the returns. At that point of time, he says, "Elephant head is okay with me. Shall we sign the contract?" Yashoda starts singing. Krishna starts dancing. It is 3 hours. And Krishna says, "Give me elephant head." At that point of time, Yashoda says, "Let me go wash my hand and come." She goes and comes and gives the size of a lemon. Krishna says, "You are cheating. You are cheating." She says, "If I give you all the butter, how can I go and sell?" At that particular point of time, Krishna decides what these people decide they are not going to give to me, I should steal it from them forcibly. Because if I take it from them, their entire life, the purpose of life is achieved. Mrudbhojan Lila, Navanita Chaurya. The Navanita Chaurya is told in 3 shlokas in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vatsa munchan kuchita samaye rosha sanchata Tejum svabhadani Stelayodehi Markan Bhushan Divajani Sache Natiman Kinati Dravyalabhe Sadhagupita He goes to one house to steal the butter. When he goes to one house, previous day night, all the gopis would have got a signal that Krishna is coming to steal butter. Previous day evening, he would have called all his friends and said, "Morning at 4 o'clock, please come. We will go house to house and then see what they have got to offer to me." And all his friends come. One friend has got polio. One friend has got squint. One friend is not able to speak properly. One friend is absolutely a dullhead. He also calls some monkeys. One monkey does not have a tail. He calls some cats. That cat cannot see in the night also. This is because the Lord is the Lord of the invalid. And when we go and then ask for His blessings, all our invalidity goes away. Next day morning, all the gopis want to protect whatever they have churned and kept. And one gopi has locked her door from outside, sitting outside, guarding her house. Krishna goes there. The gopi asks, "Oh Krishna, what do you want?" Krishna says, "I came here to see you, auntie. I came here to see you. Why did you come this hour in the morning? At 4 o'clock in the morning, auntie. All of you go to get milk from the cows. And when you go there, you take the Yamuna Tirtha, sprinkle it over the rudder of the cow and say Gopala. To listen to that Gopala, I came early in the morning." And when Krishna is talking, he hypnotizes him. Peyyuma Mudilpol Krishna, Undan Pechum Shayhan, Yangal Mayaletti Mayaka, Unmuham Maya Mandirandam. Very advanced. Unmuham Maya Mandirandam, Mayaletti Mayaka. At that particular point of time, he sends all his friends inside and they empty the entire thing. And an empty bowl falls down and that sound wakes this lady up. And when she runs inside, everything is over. She comes running to Krishna. Krishna runs. One calf was tied. He unties the calf to go and feed on the cow, which was supposed to be milked at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Morning 4 o'clock, he unties the calf, and the calf goes and then drinks milk from the rudder of that cow, its mother. And then Krishna sends away all his friends, and then he hides behind the tree just to see what happens. And this is Vatsan Munchan Kuchit Asamaye Krodha Sanjana. Then at 2 o'clock, till 2 o'clock, he tells his friends, all of you assemble back at 2 o'clock. And till 2 o'clock, he's hiding behind the tree. This lady goes to the cow to milk the cow at 2 o'clock. The calf would have been drinking milk right from morning till 2 o'clock. And the cow is fed up. As soon as she starts milking the cow kicks this lady. And Krishna has a hearty laugh. You drove me away from the house, and now this cow is kicking you. This should happen. At 2 o'clock, all his friends come and they go to the second house. In the second house, a child would have been born 2 months before. It would have started giving all sorts of troubles to the parents. It has not slept from 4 nights. Now the child has slept. The lady of the house tells her husband, I want to go and fetch water from Yamuna. Take care of the child. The child is sleeping and I have a bit of relief now. And Krishna comes in when the lady of the house is out. This guy asks Krishna, why have you come to me? Krishna says, I came to see the child. He takes a stick to drive out Krishna. Krishna pinches the child and runs away. He says, if you drive me out, then samsara is going to come and embrace you. And the child starts crying. Krodha sanjana hasa steyam swadvat adhidadipayaha kalpitaihi steya yoga. We have heard of karma yoga. We have heard of jnana yoga. We have heard of Bhakti Yoga, we have heard of Raja Yoga, but in Bhagavata we hear Steya Yoga, that is the yoga of stealing. What is the yoga of stealing? When somebody in our locality comes and steals, next day morning there's a big bus saying that somebody stole there. And the whole day we'll be thinking of the thief, thinking that the thief should not come and steal in our house. In the same way, Krishna went on stealing butter at various houses, and each gopi was thinking whether he's going to come to my house, come to my house, come to my house. And every second they were connected with Krishna or united with Krishna. Yoga is yujyate anena iti yoga. That is Steya Yoga. Vatsan Munchan Kuchita Samaye Krodha Sanjata Hasaha. Vatsan Munchan, he untied the calf. That signifies that we are tied like the calf with our karmas. When we do not know when we will get salvation. It might be 10 births, it might be 100 births, it might be 1,000 births, it might be one birth. But when the Lord decides, He can untie the strings of karma in this very birth. That is Vatsan Kuchit Asamaye. Even before the time comes. Steyam Swadhyat Adidanipayaha Kalpitaihi Stey Yogaihi Markan Bhokshan Vivachitsase Nati Bandam Vinati. He gives the butter to all the monkeys there and breaks the pot. The meaning of that is the mind is the monkey. Chanchalam hi manak Krishna pramati balabhadradam tasyaham nigraham manye mayo nipasushka. Chanchalam hi manak Krishna, it is said. The mind goes from one fruit to the other fruit, one fruit to the other fruit, one fruit to the other fruit. When we go to the temples, first time the devotee goes to the temple and says, "Oh Lord, I have come here because next week is my daughter's marriage. You need to see that it goes on well." Next month he goes and he says, "Oh Lord, I'm signing a contract tomorrow. You need to see that it has to go on well." We go with our wish list to the Lord. How many people go to the Lord for Lord's wish list? "Oh Lord, you gave me this body. You gave me this mind. You gave me this beautiful human birth. What do you want me to do? You are standing here for 23.5 hours a day in Tirumala, blessing all the devotees. Are your legs not paining?" Which devotee asks the Lord? We go with our own wish list. The Lord's wish list is what the Lord expects. Oh, my dear friends, this is very important. So he breaks the pot. Breaking the pot is giving us moksha. Mukunda gives us moksha. What does Navani Chaurya say? There are 4 very important takeaways from Navani Chaurya. Out of liters and liters of curds, there is a grams of Navanita which comes out. Like that, Manushyanam Sahasreshu, the Lord puts down a lot of seeds and only few seeds sprout. That is very, very important. The second thing is butter floats in buttermilk. It does not drown in buttermilk. In the same way, when we are in samsara sagara, we need to float and not drown in the samsara sagara. The third most important thing is the butter is white. Like that, we need to create shvaitya, whiteness inside our heart. And fourth thing is butter melts when it is kept on fire. Like that, we need to melt when we go in front of the Lord. When we come in contact with the Lord. These are the takeaways from Navani Chaurya. And the next Leela, what the Lord does is the Bhojana Leela. when he eats mud, he shows the 14 lokas in the mother's to the mother in his mouth. Yadevam tarkivyadehi ityuktasya bhagavan harihi vyadatabhyahateshwaryah gaganyapyagateshwaryah kridagamam jabalakaga. Through the Bhojana Leela, the Lord shows that we are all contained inside Him. We are contained inside Him and nothing is outside Him. And after the Bhojana Leela, the Lord enacts the Damodara Leela. In the Damodara Leela, He shows that bhakti is the only string which He will give and get Himself tied. Bhakti has to be given by the Lord and He has to get Himself tied. This is very important. Ekada grihadasishu Yashodananda Gehini Janmaga Karmandani Yuktasu Nirmamanta Yani yani hi Gitani Parvala Charitani Smaranti Smaranti Danyagayata பத்துடை அடியவர் கெளியவர் பிறர்களுக்கு அரிய வித்தகல் மலமகள் விரும்பும் பெறலடிகள் பத்துரு கடைவெண்ணை மத்துரு கடைவெண்ணை கலவினில் முரணிடையா புண்ணியத்திரம் முரளினோடு இணைந்தினை ஏங்கிய எளிதே இணை tries to tie Krishna. She goes on tying 2 inches. The rope is short. 2 inches the rope is short. She brings another rope, ties it. Again 2 inches short. She brings all the ropes available in Gokula and tries to tie Krishna. Kandi, Nun, Shiri, Tambinal, Katunda Pandiya. Alva says. She starts weeping. I am not able to tie Krishna. I am not able to tie Krishna. She starts. Krishna decides, I did not descend to make her cry. I have descended to delight her. And he contracts. Krishna contracts so that she ties. Like how the chain which is used to tie an elephant has to be lifted by the elephant and held near the leg by the elephant. The Mahout has just to lock it. He cannot lift the chain. In the same way, this rope called bhakti cannot be gained by us. He has to give it to us. And once he gives, he gets himself tied. Katunda Pandiya Perumayan. And we need to pray to the Lord, O Lord, bless me with that bhakti. Nasta dharme, navasuni chaye, naiva kamo bhoge, yadyad bhavyam bhavatu Bhagavan, purva karmanurupam, yatat praptyam mama bhavuvatam, janma janmantarepi, tvatpadambo rupayudagata, nischala bhakti. Nischala. And that bhakti has to come to us. And Ramnath Srinivasa Iyengar beautifully calls out to the Lord. He says, O Lord, give me the bhakti. He says, O Lord, the other day, with Gajendra called you came and saved him. In the same way, you come and save this soul which is calling you. Give me the bhakti so that every second I can think of you. Nirantaram ninaippadaha nee ninaikkavendu. Every second I need to think of you, for which you need to do that sankalpa. Nee ninaikkavendu. Sabhatiyo kalgachesi samasil ulli mai doing the Damodara Upakhya, in the mind of Upanandana, he says that I need to do Vrindavana Leela. Let me travel to Vrindavana. At the age of 5, the Lord travels to Vrindavana. This shows Vrinda is Bhakti Mana. At the age of 5, every child should be taken towards Bhakti. That is what is told. In the Bhagavata, Vamanavatāra also, at the age of 5, Brahmopadesham is done to Vamana. Brahmacharya tamosi kurvan viprasya panchame. This is told in the Srimad Bhagavata. The bhakti should start developing at the age of 5, and this is what is shown when the Lord travels to Vrindavana. When the Lord orders all the Gopavrinda to travel to Vrindavana, they had nothing to carry with them, like what we first call the packets and movers. Then we spent 1 week in packing up everything. But what did the Gopas have? They had 2 pairs of clothes, 2 utensils, 1 cart. They had to just pack in 10 minutes and leave from there. Patheyam Pundarikakshaha Nama Sankirtana Amrutam. From Gokula to Vrindavana, it was a delightful trip because it was Krishnamaya. And the flowers, the fruits of Vrindavana receive. And the first Leela, what Mukunda did there was the Brahma Mohana Leela. Krishna calls all his friends for Vanabhojana, and when they were doing Vanabhojana, Brahma gets ego inside him, thinking that he is the Srishtikarta. Kartritva dosha. And when he feels that he is Srishtikarta, he wants to steal the calves and also the Gopa Balakas who are there. He steals them. At that point of time, Krishna impersonates all the calves. He impersonates all the children whom Brahma had taken to Satyaloka. And then gives him the darshana on this earth that you are not the creator, you are God and done. At that point of time, Brahma emails a letter or airmails a letter from Satyaloka to Gokula saying that I seek an appointment from you. He comes and then surrenders to Krishna, and with all the 8 eyes, from 4 faces, 8 eyes, he washes the feet of Krishna with his tears and surrenders to Krishna and does Atma Nivedana. Naivedyate pravapushe samparaya gunjavatam saparinja sammukhaya vanyasrije kamalabhetra vijnanenu lakshma Indulu moraya ho The next Leela, what the Lord does is Kalinga Nardana. All the Gopa boys go to the Yamuna Tira and they play. The ball goes and falls in Yamuna. One by one, the boys go and do not return back. Balarama and Krishna alone, he sends Balarama home and goes to Yamuna Tira. At that place, he sees all his friends unconscious. He looks at Yamuna. Kalinga has completely made Yamuna into a poisonous river. They drink water from that and each one is unconscious. At that point of time, Krishna looks at these boys and immediately after his glance falls on these boys, the boys wake up. One had polio, one had squint, one could not speak properly. But when they got up now, everybody were cured of all their shortcomings. When the Lord gives you his kataksha, at that point of time, all our shortcomings go away. This is what it should be. There is a Kadamba Vriksha there, and on that Kadamba Vriksha, the Lord climbs and jumps into Yamuna. Kalinga totally embraces him and tries to pull him down. Krishna, with all his force, brings Kalinga up, stands on Kalinga, and he does that beautiful Kalinga Nartana. Muthukkad Venkat Subbaiya, in the Kalinga Nartana Tillana, beautifully brings out this particular grandeur with which the Krishna danced. It was not one nadai, it was multiple nadais with which he danced. Neela Rupena Ranjita Komala Nirmala Rasmika Rasmika Rasmana. Lord dances on Kalinga and Kalinga surrenders. He says, "O Lord, any soul which has the sparsha of your feet would never die. It would be granted liberation. Give me that liberation." And the Lord orders Kalinga to leave Yamuna and go to Ramanaka, which is his actual place. And after the Kalinga Nartana, in Kalinga Nartana, we have seen Yamuna is the Bhakti Rasa. If there is Vishaya Sukha, he removes the Vishaya Sukha, Vishaya Visha, and then blesses the devotee. And finally, before Rasa Krida, the final Leela, what the Lord does in Vrindavana is the Govardhanodharana. In the Govardhanodharana, the Lord very clearly gives us an indication that when our sense organs are all over, it is like the rains which Indra brings down. When they are all over, the Lord has to hold our mind like a charioteer, and then when we install him as Govinda inside our heart, the Lord protects us from the wandering of the sense organs when they travel outside. The Govinda Bhattabhisheka, which was done by Indra, brings about a total transformation of the human being, and he becomes always subservient to the Lord. Ashesha Samrajyavaravishinam Karam Gotravabrahma Sincham Govindana Bhajisu Govindana Bhajisu Hemanare Govindana Bhajisu Lord, after all these leelas, finally gives that experience to the gopis, which is Raso Vaisaha experience, which is called Rasa Kriya. When there was ego, the Lord goes out of sight and the gopis sing the Gopika Gita. And once they sing the Gopika Gita in the helpless state of mind, the Lord appears in front of them. Tasam abhirabho chorihi smayman mukham pujaha pitambar darshadvi sakshan manmatha 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 manmatha. And finally gives them that experience of Raso Vaisaha, that Ananda, that delight. Angana mangala mantare madhava madhavam madhavam chantare nagana pitama kalpito mandali manjagada sancharam venuna devaki Anganam Anganam Antare Madhavaha Madhavam Madhavam Cha Antare Nandana. The Rasa Krila between two gopis, between two Krishnas, one gopi. What does this signify? When two bhaktas, when two devotees come together, there should not be any other discussion apart from Krishna. Between two gopis, one Krishna. Machittaha, Madgata Pranaha, Bodhayanta Parasparam Kathayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanti Cha Ramanti Cha. And between two Krishnas, one gopi, Krishna. Agrata Prishtataschiva Parshvatascha Mahabalo Akarna Purna Dhanvano Rakshetam Rama Lakshmana. He protects us from all the sides. And even though he does that, Ambasya Pare Bhuvanasya Madhye Nagasya Prishte Mahato Mahiyan. He is apart from all of us. Vishwam Vishnuhu Vashatkara. That is the Rasa Krila. And after performing the Rasa Krila, he travels to Mathura and does the Kamsa Vadha. Killing Kamsa is killing the Ahankara inside us. Every Leela what Krishna does takes us higher and higher and higher towards salvation, towards moksha. And the Lord Mukunda gives us moksha. He takes us, removes the ahankara from us, waits till the prarabdha is over. Etad dehavasanimam tvatpadam prapayasvayam Immediately after this prarabdha is over, he takes us along and holds our hand and takes us to the path of no return. Nacha punaravartate iti is what is told. And with these thoughts, that Dashamaskanda of Srimad Bhagavata is full of personality development. Every lila takes us closer and closer and closer to the Lord and takes us in the path of light, where we are always in servitude to the Lord. On the 74th Independence Day, let us reinforce inside us that independence is not something which is outside. Independence in thought, independence in deed, the power of thinking independently, what we call today as creativity, intuitive thinking, innovation, that is what is independence. And with prostrations to our motherland, we conclude today's session. Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram. Jai Vande Mataram. Jai Vande स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तः स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिमहीजाः गो ब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम संकीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द
Radhe Krishna, Jai Shri Krishna, my dear folks, friends of Lord Shri Krishna. It was an ecstatic experience that we all could enjoy. The mystic marvels of Mukunda from Dr. Srinidhi Parthasarathi ji and the team accompanied by Shankar Rajan and Sri Narasimhan ji. And of course, yes, in the beginning we had some technical difficulties due to the online session that we are doing. So my apologies to all the audience who were disturbed by this technical difficulty, because of which you were not able to experience what I was personally experiencing here as such directly, that you couldn't do it. But still, all your interest, that you are all continuously listening with patience. So my humble pranams to all of you, and I cannot express my gratitude or words to Dr. Srinidhi K. Parthasarathi, who took us from Bangalore and wherever, from Chennai, from wherever that you have joined, where people from Dubai and various places have joined with us in the session. So from wherever we were, he literally took us to Mathura, to Vrindavan, to Gokulam, to Yamuna, to Govardhana. And if time would permitted, he would have still taken us to Dwaraka and Hastinapura and Kurukshetra and as well, and then Sakshat to the Parandhama, the Tat Vishnoho Paramam Padam, from where Krishna descended. So, and what's more interesting is not just the stories, not just the Leelas, the relevant compositions from various scriptures. You are not able to hear me. And Bhaiya, bring my laptop, that laptop. So I was saying that Dr. Srinidhi ji took us from Bangalore, from Chennai, from wherever we are to the real Leela Stalas of Shri Krishna. And so we are so thankful to him. I think we can't express our gratitude through words to him. I can only offer my pranams, Ashtanga pranams to him on behalf of all of you, and offer our gratitude on behalf of Adhyatma Yoga and Advaita Academy, and hope to hear from him again and again. May this Shravana Bhagya come to us again and again, is the prarthana with which on behalf of all of you, that it's a Bhagyam today. He has come here in person. Usually everybody online, when they come, we can't offer them a garland or a shawl. Maybe I can only offer to the laptop like this. So here in person that he is available, so I'd like to offer him this prasada. So this we would like to hear Dr. Srinidhi to say his last few message blessings to all of us on this occasion.
So Krishna was a phenomenon who came incarnated for our sake. And step by step, he holds our hand and elevates us, gives us all what is good for us, what is hita for us here, and elevates us to the path of no return. Radhe Krishna, and Ayur Arogya Saukhya is what God has been giving us and would continue to give us. Thank you so much.
With this, tomorrow we are having the session at 6:30 with Captain Naveen Nagappa, who is a legend from the Kargil War. So he is going to present us about stand up, determined to fight. So Krishna says in the Gita, Tasmat Uttishta Kaunteya Yuddhaya Kritanishchaya. Krishna's teaching was ultimately to make Arjuna go and fight in the battlefield. So how Krishna's teachings of the Gita and all that we heard from Bhagavatam and Narayanam, everything relevant for a soldier is what we are going to see tomorrow. And don't miss it. It's going to be right from his life experience. You know, he had got the highest awards from the Kargil war. He has lost his legs for the country. And such a person, in fact, today we wanted to have him. He had already had some commitments. Actually, we had Dr. Srinidhi Parsarthi tomorrow and today Captain Naveen Nagappa. But again, he had some other commitments, so he couldn't do. So I requested Dr. Srinidhi Parsarthi, and he also, kindly blessed us today. It was nice. It is Krishna Sankalpa that today he should come and sing for him and talk for him. So tomorrow, don't miss it. It's going to be a life experience from a soldier, for our country who had given us precious time and service. So with this, tomorrow we'll meet again in Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna. Namaste.